He's falling out, dude.
Dude, I know. I couldn't get the other one to stay either. I keep like.
Yeah.
Y'all ready? Almost there. Uh-oh. Welcome everyone to the Red Bull Tetris USA National Finals! Yeah! I'm your host, Kevin Lang, and it is my honor to be here in front of all of you watching live, and of course, our live audience! All right, now we're coming to you from the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel, and I'm standing on arguably the coolest stage I've ever seen, and we're about to play some Tetris, people, all right? We've got the top players from around the country coming here tonight to compete for a chance at being national champion and then making their way to the World Championship in Dubai. But I did not come along. I brought two friends with me, the best commentators in the business. Make some noise for Sharky and Bird! What's up, fellas?
What up, Kevin? What up,
Amazing
Miami?
intro, dude.
You like that?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, dude.
You got to keep it up all night.
Listen, I was trying not to fall in the pool. That was my main priority, but I feel like I did good.
Mission accomplished so far.
Yeah, you did it, man.
Anyways, like you said, I'm Sharky. I'm going to be one of the commentators, and I'm joined by...
By the Burb Wizard. Yeah, welcome in, everybody.
And of course,
fans.
today, we have 8 players that got here through the group stages, and the group stages themselves have been phenomenal.
Yeah, they really have. There were a lot of close matches very early. I mean, really, throughout pretty much every match that I was watching, I was kind of wandering around watching who everybody that was playing, you know, just to be ready for tonight. And there were a lot of nail biters, a lot of people scrambling right at the end to try to get those last few points. It was very impressive to see.
Of course, and now all these 8 players here getting through 2 stages of group stages are now going to fight for that one spot. Of course, let's dive into our format a little bit. So prior, we had a 32-player round robin going into the top 8, and now we're at an 8-player single elimination bracket.
Yeah, and each of these matches, you know, we were playing best of 5 matches earlier, or first to 3 as we call it as well. But here, all the way up until the finals, we are going to play best of 3 matches. So first player to get 2 wins will advance to the next round of the tournament. And then once we get to the finals, our grand finals, it's going to be back to first to 3. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a bit more of a variable.
Yeah, of course, all the games are going to be 3 minutes. So that's 3 minutes to get as high as a score as you can, or until your opponent tops out. Because if your opponent tops out, that's an instant win for you.
Yeah, it's certainly staying alive. You know, top out is fatal, as he just said, right? And of course, the winner, whoever can get through this whole friggin' gauntlet, they're going to the World Championship, the finals in Dubai. It's going to be it's a grand prize for sure.
Speaking of players going over to Dubai, let's take a look at our bracket and see who our players in top 8 are.
Yeah, some very fun matchups. Of course, some fans here excited about who they're seeing. Of course, first matchup at the top, we got AVH and Andrew Vu, which I think should be a really interesting matchup, Sharky.
Yeah, and then following that, we'll have Coldless versus Gladon. Definitely a scary bracket up top, but the bottom is just as scary.
Oh, it is. You know, we got Beastinshen, who is well known. He is somebody who works at Enhanced, but works on the Tetris Effect Connected and a lot of the stuff that they're involved with. So he, a very well-known modern guideline Tetris player. It certainly could be a pretty big threat here. Although Amber Doodle certainly gave him a bit of trouble in the pool play as well. So I think it could go either way.
And then our final quarterfinal match will be Promo versus Sodium, probably the most anticipated matchup of the quarterfinals.
Yeah, all the fans are loving that. They're here for it. They're ready, Sharky. It's going to be an absolute blast. I cannot wait.
And of course, one of the interesting things that is going to happen is that we've had these players fight each other in the pool. So these are rematches. So it's a chance to potentially get revenge or show their dominance. But I think our players are ready to intro. Kevin, take it away.
All right, Miami, how we feeling? Okay, all right, it's time for the first one. Making their way to the stage, we've got Amy H and Andrew Vu. Oh, here we go. I'm seeing some stares of punishments, waving at the crowd. This is it. Sharky, who you got?
Honestly, I don't know. Amy was able to take the match up against Andrew, but hey, you know what they always say. You bring me down once, I'll get back up and come back stronger.
Oh, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that. That was good. Hey, I'm gonna write that down somewhere.
Who do you got, Burb?
Oh, man. I mean, if you could do it once, you could do it again, right? Clearly. So I think Amy's got it.
Well, of course, these players are going to warm up, so we'll have to see. And once they're ready, we'll get a countdown. Of course, we want everyone in the crowd to count down with us when they are ready.
Yeah, it's going to be really hype, you know. And for those who have been to the Classic Touch World Championship before, you know, y'all know the drill. It's going to be a loud countdown. We want all the noise.
Yeah. All right, they are ready. So everyone here in Miami, count down with us. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris! All right, so Red Bull Tetris operates a little bit different than the Tetris that you might be used to. There are power-up cans, as you already see right there by Andrew, is going to already start and build up that multiplier to almost 2.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. I mean, that's really the kind of the strategy to this version of Tetris. Just get line clears as quickly as possible, so that way you can build up the multiplier, build up the special item meter as well, so that way you get those power-ups to give yourself a cleaner stack.
But not only does it build up the special item meter, it also builds up the attack blocks. Those exclamation blocks that you see get sent to the opponent, and they could do one of two things, either corrode the board with erosion or push up the board with invasion.
Yeah, and that's certainly something you want to avoid as much as possible. You saw it right there on Amy's board. The invasion really got her stack close to the sun there.
Ooh, nice T-spin. So far, just under a minute in, and it's 55,000 for Andrew, 49,000 for Amy.
Yeah, Amy looked like maybe a slight mistrap there, the Z on the left side, but is going to get this opened up. And now is starting to just try to work her way back down to the bottom with the shifter as well. Very nicely done.
Big combos over here. Andrew already with the 8x multiplier, trying to work his way up to 9. Amy at 7.
Yeah, and she does have the lead too, Sharky, right? Certainly, you know, that multiplier going to be a pretty big factor as we get later on into the game. But in spite of being a little bit behind there, she's been able to take advantage of every line she could get.
And she does that by setting up T-spins occasionally, which are worth massive amounts of points. And still, 162,000 for Amy, 158 for Andrew, and golden eyepieces are in play. And there it is, 10x multiplier for Andrew, taking the lead.
Yeah, and now Amy getting it set up. Oh, but misdropped the S-piece. Oh, that's going to be problematic here as we got about a minute 15 left to go.
And
she's got to get this down here.
Going to be able to build up a lead, and right now, going to be a bit tough. Oh, T-spin,
nice T-spin
into a Tetris. Trying to go for another one, another T-spin.
Yeah, she's just trying to get this under control. We are down to last minute to play. Last minute to play here in our first game here at the National Finals.
And still that golden eyepiece. The 3 Minos have not been cleared yet. There it is,
there
10x multiplier. 343 to now 341.
Oh,
just like that, she came back. Just over 40 seconds left to go. Andrew with the T-spin. T-spins on the 10x multiplier are worth tremendous amounts of points. And as you see, Andrew has jumped up to a 60,000 point lead.
Yeah, now some of that earlier scoring is starting to really pay off here, Sharky. It was really close the whole way through, but now he's starting to pull away. But there's still 20 seconds left to go. We've seen a lot of scrambles in the pool play earlier where people were able to make a last-second comeback. So anything can happen here. Look at this. We are neck and neck once again.
There's a power-up block on the board for Amy now, too. If either player can get access to that, that could be a huge boost of points. 8 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's time for game 1. Andrew takes it. 528 to 13.
Yeah, nail biter, Sharky. My God. What a way to open this top 8 here at the National Championship.
But that just also goes to show that it's not over when you're down behind, because Amy didn't get the 10x multiplier until later than Andrew, but still brought it close to where almost one power-up could have made the difference.
Yeah, she got it pretty late on in the game, and I think if she'd been able to get it earlier, she might have been able to really run away with it. So 1-0 and Andrew for right now, but this is still anyone's game, as it is a best of 3.
But because it's a best of 3, that means Andrew is on match point, wins this, and he advances to the semifinals. But of course, like I mentioned earlier, that's kind of what I said. It is a revenge match. These two players played each other in order to get here. And in that case, it went to a decider.
Yeah. It was a very close match, as a lot of our matches were, right? So certainly, Andrew, you can see that fire in his eyes. He kind of was just staring her down there a moment ago. So certainly, as you said, he's looking for that revenge.
Yeah, the players in the group stages were averaging around a mid 500 to the occasional 600. And so then we saw that right there with a lower 500, which means it could really be anyone's game.
Yeah, and these were about the scores that we were seeing from them in the pool play as well. Right? Like you said, about 500-600K. There were some other scores that we saw from other pools that we'll see later as well. But certainly a very even matchup that we're seeing so far. And, I think this game, too, is going to be very exciting to see.
Yeah, we're still dealing with some technical difficulties, which gives these players a chance to calm down, because when you have 3 minutes, it's all that hype concentrated into just such a short time span.
Yeah, you got the hype of the crowd, because that's the thing. We didn't have this big crowd for the pool play, right? Everybody was just kind of doing their own thing. It was honestly kind of quiet. It was pretty quiet. So now they have to adjust to the crowd noise and all the fanfare, and us, right? Us yapping about this game. So, it's...
Yeah, they didn't have the speakers from the commentators blasting in their ear. They maybe had the judge, confirming when they were good to go and everything. But at the same time, there's so much pressure now, too.
Yeah, there really is. That's the thing about playing in person, right? Playing at an in-person tournament, that's the kind of pressure that comes with it.
And, there's also the fact that they are playing on water.
Yeah, right? Honestly, I saw this stage when I got here yesterday, and my word, I was shocked. I'm like, man, this is the first time I've actually called action on a pool. I can't say I've done that before, so this is cool.
It's Red Bull. We love to do the insanely amazing up here.
Yeah, they go all in. They really go all in. Of course, want to shout out Red Bull, right? Putting this on. This has been a very fun day.
Looks like they're almost getting things situated. And of course, while these players are still sorting that out, our matches that we do have, because we do have 3 other quarterfinal matchups, majority of the players that made it play more modern versions of Tetris.
Yeah, it's a very modern, friendly sort of game in the sense that, with obviously the classic, the pieces fall at a specific rate. There's no hard drop, but this does have the hard drop. So in that sense, right, the speed at which they have to place pieces and all of that sort of stuff, it definitely is very friendly for a modern player to be able to pick this up and, be able to get good.
But as we did see in our top 32, there were plenty of mixes of classic Tetris players and then players where Red Bull Tetris was the only thing that they played.
Yeah, no, it was really interesting to see the mix. I kind of just assumed I'm going to know pretty much everybody here. But honestly, it's been cool meeting some of the other people as well, some of the modern people. And like you said, some that just played this version of Tetris, right? That just hadn't played Tetris in quite a few years. And they saw this and they're like, you know what? Let's do it. They're a teacher and their students were encouraging about it. So it's really cool to see.
Yeah, but I think we do have a couple of trivia for you guys.
Uh-oh.
Now, in the classic Tetris world, we have our world championships every year, and so far we've had 16 of them. Burb, who won the first 3?
Oh man, the first 3 CTWCs. Man, I know the answer to this, right? Does the crowd know? I'm sure the crowd does too. But it is, of course, Mr. Jonas Neubauer, right? The absolute legend. Won the first 4 times, right? Won 7 out of the first 8 tournaments, right? He's an absolute legend. But with that, I think we're about good to go here, Sharky.
Yeah,
Ready
here we
to go
go
down?
in 3, 2, 1. Tetris! Pretend that was on time.
Yeah. Just edit that in post, right? We'll line it up. It's all good.
All right, so RUC, you see them opening up with this spamming sacking style. That first power-up that you get in every game is the shifter power-up, which it will slide everything over to one side, just like what you saw with Amy. And that's going to allow her to start building that combo or that multiplier gauge early on.
Yeah, and that's honestly huge. You know, like we were talking about that first game, you know, where she wasn't able to get to that 10 until pretty late in the game. And, you know, she still was almost able to pull it off. So...
yeah, so much better opener here. Andrew had a little bit of a slower start, played quite fast, and the shifter power-up was covered. And so it's going to be trailing by a 1x multiplier. But well, like we saw in the last game, that's not the end of it.
Yeah, no, certainly. Like they say, it's not over till it's over. And, you know, these players certainly not the kind to count their chickens early.
Wow, Amy over here almost with an 8x multiplier. That erosion block is going to be a little bit problematic, but there it is, 8x multiplier for Amy up to a 25,000 point lead, now more.
Yeah, she's going to look to run away with it this time around. Again, her tournament life is on the line here, Sharky. Again, it's a best of 3, so Andrew with the lead, with the 1 Red Bull can lead. All he needs is 1 more.
So far, things are... Andrew actually has taken the lead. There's been T-spins, and T-spins are worth a lot of points, especially when you get to those higher multipliers, and that's how Amy was able to get back into the game despite being behind in multipliers so much in game 1. And now Andrew's kind of matching that energy.
Yeah, and Amy wasn't really setting up Tetrises, right? You would see with Classic, and she gets the 10 multiplier right there. There's a nice golden bar. But she was, like you said, she was setting up for the T-spins because it's worth so many points here, then you're able to get them more quickly.
Right now, 10x multiplier for Amy. Andrew still, there it is, finally gets the natural 10.
Yeah, there we go. Some erosion coming in. She was able to get the T-spin, though. She's hanging on to about a 50,000 point lead as we're down to just about a minute to play here, Sharky.
Nice combos trying to be set up over here for Andrew. There's a T-spin. That closes the gap tremendously, but Amy's going to fire right back. 370 to now 322. Ooh, big combos over here from Amy. 409 now. Almost a 100,000 point lead in a time span of a couple of seconds.
Yeah, she's starting to pull away here with 45 seconds left to go.
Ooh,
there's
nice
a T-spin. Andrew trying to get back into it here. He does have the 10x multiplier, so does have a chance with just over 30 seconds left.
But Amy has just been spamming these T-spin doubles and the occasional T-spin single. It's not over yet. It's just under 30 seconds to go. There's another T-spin set up right there on the right-hand side.
Knocks it down, does Amy. There we go. We are coming down to it. 15 seconds left to go.
Andrew down by 50,000 points, and the board not looking great as Amy is now continuing to increase the lead.
He's trying to get that T-spin. Andrew gets it. But with 3 seconds left, it's going to be tough. Here we go. 1 second. And this one is over. We're tied 1-1.
And you know what that means? We go into a decider. And you could just see just the polar opposite difference. You know, game 1, Amy ran into a slow start, but then this time she started and was able to not only build up that multiplier, but the amount of T-spins that were being scored. Oh, we're already going for our next game. This is it. Game number 3.
Wow.
Winner of this goes to the semifinals.
3, 2, 1, Tetris.
You're a little bit late there, bud.
Yeah, well, you know.
It's the thought that counts.
Exactly. That's all that matters. But what else matters is that we got about 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go. They are underway, early days. We got 3x multipliers for both of our players, and they are starting to cook here.
Ooh, small misdrop over there from Amy, so not going to be able to clear that power-up block yet. And each time you clear a power-up block, that's 1,000 bonus points plus, or multiply whatever your multiplier is. So those become very crucial to score when you get to that 10x multiplier, because that's 10,000 points right there.
Yeah, and again, that's what we're seeing from our players, right? They're just trying to build up that multiplier as quick as possible, trying to get that golden long bar that'll get them up to that 10x. And that's really where they're going to be able to start steamrolling.
Right now, Andrew over here with the 8x multiplier, so kind of back to what we saw in game number 1, but that erosion sent over there by Amy is going to slow Andrew down a little bit.
Yeah, and he misdropped an L piece as well. At least I'm assuming that was a misdrop. That is going to cause some complications here. He's going to have to burn this away and try not to get too close to the sun. He is getting pretty high up.
Because remember, if you do top out, reach the top of the board before your opponent, or before the time is over, your opponent automatically wins. So it's a balance of survival and at the same time scoring. Speaking of scoring, it's 161 to 152 with just under a minute and 35 seconds to go.
Yeah, and as you were saying, right, like they automatically lose if they top out. So it's not a case of with Classic where there's a chase down, right? You have to chase the score. No, you just need to survive.
And oh, here's a big moment over here for Amy. The T-spin triple. Very nice maneuver. And another T-spin triple back to back. An erosion power-up countered by the filler. Amy now continuing to maintain this 10x multiplier over Andrew.
Yeah, as Andrew now is going to join her at the 10x multiplier, but he is down by about 20,000 points, so this is definitely not insurmountable. As we got a minute left to play here in this series.
There's going to be another T-spin double over there from Amy. Andrew, things were shifted to the side. Oh, great T-spin
nice setup. Yeah, love it.
And he looks like he's going to go for another one. Nice, and the clear up a power-up. And it's going to set up a third.
And he hits it. Nice.
He's going to try and set up another one. This is going to allow Andrew to take the lead.
Oh, but his board, that was really sketchy. It's getting really close to the top of the screen. He's going to have to be careful here. And there we go. We'll get the power-up, and we'll bring it down.
And right now, 451, Amy in trouble here.
Yes, Andrew is taking the lead with 20 seconds left.
There's a T-spin single and an invasion. Looking kind of scary.
Oh, there's a nice pusher there from Amy. Now she's trying to get back in this here. She had the lead most of the game and now is trying to take it back. She finds herself behind with 10 seconds left.
Ooh, that shifter was huge. Combo. 5 seconds left.
4,
3, 2, 1. And that's time. Andrew takes it 605 to 581 and advances to the semifinals.
Wow, what a close finish. That was a nail-biter. And this is only the top 8. We still have a lot of Tetris left to play. If this is what we're in for, oh boy.
Yeah, it's very consistent play, and it really got down to the end. The nerves for both these players had to have just been eating away at them because all it took was one mistake, and Andrew could have been the one that's walking off the stage, having to watch the rest of the competition play.
Yeah, no, that was an excellent comeback on Andrew's part. You know, again, he was behind most of the game up until that last, 30 seconds, and he was able to make the comeback, right? He just really started getting into a groove, and it showed.
Yeah, but of course, everyone give a round of applause for Amy. That was some amazing play. You got to cheer. Come on. You guys can do better than that. Come on, make some noise. Yeah, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, seriously, what a valiant effort. She did an amazing job.
But it all came down to, those last couple of seconds. There was, the missed opportunity, and she had to really think on her feet in order to try and downstack out of it. And Andrew, with all those T-spins set up, even the aggressive play being pushed all the way to the top and just barely was able to bring it down.
Yeah, it still worked out for him. He was able to survive, and, that made all the difference. So, yeah, and there he is, advancing to the semifinals.
And, looks like we got our crew bringing some chairs to the stage because our next two players, they don't play in the same way that Amy and Andrew do. They like to play on, a table surface.
Yeah, man, it's like Tetris time with a table tapping back in the day, right?
So now that they're getting that set up, having it adjusted, and so it's going to be interesting. Of course, that was only our first quarterfinal match. We do have another quarterfinal match from the top side of the bracket coming through.
Yeah, so we'll be seeing that in just a moment here, right? Certainly, again, more Tetris to come, and I think the winner of this match, this one that's upcoming, I think is going to give Andrew a good run for his money.
I mean, it can go to anyone. I mean, the qualifier, or the group stages themselves was very difficult.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, it was an absolute gauntlet.
There was, the match between Blarg and Gladon, who's going to be playing later on. Yeah. And that one went all the way to a decider, and they were playing so fast that the final scores were almost missed by the judge. But it does look like we are ready to introduce our next two players. You think you could help us out here, Kevin?
I sure can. Can we give it up one more time for Amy and Andrew? That was crazy. I'm a little bit better than both of them, but I thought that was still pretty cool myself. But it's not about me. We got two more players making their way to the stage. Please give it up for Coldless and Gladon! Oh, he's got the fit. Red Bull in hand. Bro's trying to get sponsored. I love it. Verb, who you got this time?
Oh, man. I got to go with Gladden, man. He's been playing phenomenal, lights out all day.
I might have to give the edge to Coldless, because seeing how he played, and also, you know, if he's Coldless, that means he's hot. He's ready to go.
Yeah, that is true. So we guess we'll have to see. Like I said, they're going to determine what happens on the field.
Of course, right now they're getting their controls set up because, like we said, just how we saw Andrew and Amy playing on a different control scheme, holding the controllers in hand. These two players are playing on chairs with the controllers on the chairs, and so then they're changing their settings so it's comfortable for them. And I think that's what makes Tetris unique, is that you can have a various play style that suits you and only you.
Yeah, and it works out for you, right? You're still able to put up good scores, and you know, it's just it's whatever's comfortable for you. You know, obviously you don't want to cause hand problems later, right? So you want to do something comfortable. Yeah.
So right now it'll be Coldless versus Gladon, and the first time they met, Coldless swept.
Yeah, it was a crazy series. I mean, honestly, the sweep doesn't really tell the whole story, but you know, it was still a very entertaining match, and it was definitive, right, victory there for sure. So I'm excited to see what Gladon's able to do, right? If he's able to, you know, bounce back, right?
Yeah, but like always say, that was in the group stages. Now they're on the stage on water, and so they're going to have to perform, and they playing on a different setup, you know, different chair. Now they have chairs that they're playing on instead of the tables and the cabanas. Yeah. So might take a game to get used to it, but they only have one game to give because it's still a best of 3.
Yeah, you know, it's really a case of sink or swim, right? Are these players ready to sink or swim? We're going to have to find out. They got to really make sure, like you said, they adjust.
Did you say sink or swim because we're on a pool right now?
I did say that, yeah. Do you like that?
I approve of the pun.
Love it.
I mean, my name is Sharky, so.
That is true, yeah. So you would probably sink and swim, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
Is that how that works?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, sharks can go underwater, right? They sink down and then they also swim while under the water, you know?
All right, you got me there.
Oh, man.
It's like players still getting things situated here. Almost ready to go, though. But it's going to be interesting. So you're going to see the players open up with that same spamming at the beginning, because the power-ups in Red Bull run on a cycle. The very first power-up in every game is the shifter power-up, and it's going to slide everything to the left. And that's going to allow them to start building up that multiplier by setting up combos really fast.
Yeah, so that's why you see everybody, just stacking super aggressively in the middle of the stack right out of the gate. It's just that they can quickly get to that and get the line clears up towards the top and then shift everything over and everything looks good.
All right, looks like they're doing their final checks. Of course, having to, get loose. This is
a real thing, yeah. Got to get loosened up, right? Just got to, and really just shake out the nerves too, right? Just like with any other sport, right? That's definitely a thing here at Tetris.
Yeah.
And it looks like they are ready to go. So, Sharky, let's count them down. Miami, let's count them down. 3, 2, 1.
Tetris! There it is. You have your stack here. And first power-ups are on the board. And Cola is going to be able to clear it first.
Yeah, that was really nice. A very efficient. I mean, under 10 seconds was able to get that done.
And now, finally, Gladon able to start bringing it down, too.
So obviously still very early. The lead's gonna kind of fluctuate a little bit, as you tend to see with these sorts of things. But right now they are at a 3x and a 4x multiplier. It is Coldless getting off to that nice early start.
Yeah, a couple more power-ups gonna be cleared. And you can just really see how fast they're able to play. Both players already had a 5x multiplier. Coldless approaching the 6.
Yeah, and all that in under 45 seconds. I mean, these two are playing very efficiently right now.
And they kind of have to. The speed is necessary because as you get higher, you'll notice that multiplier gauge will go down. So you need to keep clearing lines in order to keep it from going all the way down, which makes getting that 10x multiplier that much more important.
Yeah, and that's how it really differs, too, from what you'll see at, say, like the CTWC, right, where you're trying to go for the Tetris specifically. But here, you're just trying to get, any line clear is going to help you out immensely.
Right now, Cola's already at the 9x multiplier before the golden eyepiece comes in. It might actually get a natural 10 if he keeps this up.
Yeah, we'll see. Although that bar was starting to drop pretty quickly. You can see you saw that hesitation from Coldless there, having to think about a couple of different options of what he wanted to do with that piece.
Yeah, looks like no ability to get the natural 10. So both players going to use the golden eye piece. We have reached 10x multipliers for both, but Coldless with almost a 50,000 point lead. Nice T-spin double.
GLaDON coming back here. You kind of saw it, got a bit close. We got the T-spin double, which is going to help. But like I said, he's just got to keep up the pace, just try to stay in it.
GLaDON now starting to hit a little bit of a combo, send a couple of problem blocks over to Coldless, going to erode the board a bit. T-spin, so a couple points gained there, even though it didn't clear any lines. And
right, yeah, the evasion kind of caused some problems there for GLaDON, but he did get the filler there afterwards, and now his board's looking like it's in good shape.
Yeah, he was closing the gap, but then Coldless sets up a T-spin. It sets up another. Oh, missed the T-spin.
Oh, that could be dicey here, but there we go. Hits the next one. Did not want to repeat that mistake. Hits the Tetris, and now it's getting all those power-ups as well to get that board back under control. With about 30 seconds left, Sharky, it is just a 20,000 point difference.
But a T-spin trip over there from Coldless is going to continue to bring him back into the lead. GLaDON just trying to do, there's a T-spin single setup. And there's a power-up, 2 power-up blocks that GLaDON's not able to get access to. Another misdrop for GLaDON.
Another misdrop there. That could be really costly with only 15 seconds left. It's now opened up about a 100,000 point lead, has Coldless. This is looking good for him.
Yeah, with now 5 seconds to go. GLaDON able to hit a huge combo, but it's not going to be enough. Coldless takes game number 1 with 666,000 to, I believe, what was that, just over 500K?
Yeah, just over like about 510. Yeah, so a devilish game there from Coldless. He is cold-blooded, and he is looking to take this sweep with authority as we get set for game number 2.
Yeah, and like we said, Coldless swept GLaDON in the group stages, and that was a best of 5. Now this is a best of 3. If there's any chance for a momentum shift, or a chance for GLaDON to get back into this, it has to happen on game 2.
Yeah, it's here now, right? Now or never is the phrase I was looking for. But yeah, if you're GLaDON, it's now or never. Gotta just, get the feel, right? You had game 1 to get a feel for, this specific stage, this environment, right? And now that you've had that time to adjust, you gotta really lock in.
Speaking about locking in, we're locked into game 2 right now. And already, both these players starting fast with the first power-up clears. And it looks like GLaDON with a little bit of a slight multiplier advantage. Slows down here.
Yeah, there we go. But now he's going to get the shifter. He's working with the center wall right now. Misdrops a T. And now he's got some erosion to work with right now. But very nice start with the shifters, right? That first shifter of the game for both players.
Right now, 5x multiplier about 30 seconds in.
Yeah, we got a dirty Tetris from GLaDON. As he is getting worked back down to the bottom, trying to up that multiplier to a 7x. He's almost there as the bar starts to dwindle a little bit, and now we'll get to 7x.
Cola's already there, almost going to push up to an 8. That shifter's going to help. Now might be trying to get to a natural 9. As now GLaDON hits the 8x multiplier.
Yeah, so they are staying pretty on par with each other here, Sharky. It's about a 30,000 point spread. We got under 2 minutes left to go. And it is Coldless with the early lead here, but again, still plenty of time.
Yeah, in around a minute and a half, you'll
receive. Coldless.
Coldless. Nice
Hits the T-spin. Oh, it hangs the bar. Oh, my God.
Sketchy. And Coldless is not, he's just trying to get that 10x multiplier.
Yeah, Coldless is drilling this down. And set up the T-spin. He's going to hit it. And we'll get the golden Tetris. And we'll get to the 10x multiplier. He's back in business.
And so is GLaDON with the 10x multiplier. Just about under a minute and 20 to go. 262 with GLaDON in the lead. 252 with Coldless. Not too far behind it. As a matter of fact, knocks down a couple of power-ups and takes the lead.
Yeah, this is starting to come down to the wire. We have just over a minute left to play here in this game number 2.
GLaDON now up towards the top. Goes for a T-spin. 60 seconds to go. Setting up another T-spin. And where's that T-piece? Wow.
Yeah, guess what?
All the way
Not
at the
coming.
end of the bag.
Oh, that bar.
And just narrowly gets it. Huge filler. Brings the stack down.
Wow, that was looking tough. Kind of like it is for Coldless right now. It's still pretty high up himself.
But the issue was because GLaDON had to slow down and really focus on not topping out, Coldless was able to build up a 30,000 point advantage. And all those power-up clears are going to help Coldless as well. 30 seconds to go. GLaDON needs to win this in order to continue to match, to stay in the tournament.
Yeah, let's see what he can do here. He's got the T in the next chamber. There we go. He has got it spawned, but that top of the board is looking sketchy.
Well, you can slide that. Nice.
Wow.
Huge combo over there for Gladon.
Fills that in. He's just 40,000 points behind. 10 seconds left.
There's a T-spin. Going to try and help him out a little bit, setting up for another T-spin. That's a T-spin single, 524,
3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second.
And that's
And this one's
time.
over.
Colas takes it, 600,000 to 525.
Wow, I mean, really, like we were just talking about, that slowdown from Gladon was really what did him in. You know, it was pretty neck and neck the whole way through. I mean, Coldless was certainly in control, but it was very neck and neck, and then that slowdown was really what ended up costing him there. So, I mean, very well played from both of our players. Let's hear it for him. Come on. Louder.
Oh, you got here. Let me show you how to do
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Everyone, make some noise for Colas and Gladon. Come on, y'all.
There you go.
But like you mentioned, you know, that slowdown was so crucial because the way that this tournament is formatted, if you top out, that does count as a loss. So Gladon was forced to slow down and find a way to survive just for a chance to potentially, you know, make the comeback.
Yeah, he didn't really have a choice in the matter of, you know, hey, let's try to survive rather than just trying to keep dropping pieces as fast as possible. But yeah, it just was really rough for him.
Because you have to give props to Gladon there. There was a lot. It was a very tricky situation. He had to really find ways to maneuver in order to get things where they need to go, especially that T-spin single over there to the left.
Yeah, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at our bracket here real quick as we get set for the second half of our quarterfinals. As, again, Coldless and Andrew Vu, they will face off in the semifinals in a little bit later on tonight. But, of course, up next, we're going to get Beast and Shen and Amber Doodle. Sharky, this is going to be a fun one, I think.
Yeah, Beast and Shen, of course, kind of like a jack of all trades in terms of Tetris play. Plays classic, plays modern, helps organize modern Tetris tournaments with the Tetris Effect game. And so then going to be going up against Amber Doodle, known for that modern speed. And they played each other twice. Unlike the previous group matchups where they only played each other once, they had to play each other twice. First time they met up in the round of 32, Amber Doodle swept Beast and Shen.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even a contest. But then the second time, it went all the way to a decider.
Yeah, it was a very exciting series. So this is going to be the definitive matchup between these two. And I think they are ready to go. So, Kevin, my man, take it away.
That's right. They're ready to go. I agree with you guys. The T-block position 360 was unbelievable. Can I get a temperature check on how we doing with the live crowd? Y'all feeling good? Okay. All right. 2 more Red Bulls for everybody, and it will be good to go. Now, it is going to be a fun one. Make some noise for Amber Doodle and Beast Extension! Controllers in hand, ready to serve. Oh, he hit him with a good luck. Beast Extension said, nah, not in here. Is that common for a little trash talking to happen on Tetris?
Oh, man, sometimes, certainly when you're watching Tetris Friendlies, it's our WWE, so certainly a little bit there, but, man, not as much in person, so this is, I love it. I love it, Sharky.
I mean, the game starts before they even sit down. It's the mind games. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
Tetris is a puzzle game. You're using your head most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah. Sometimes, no, we're not going to get into that, but, Sharky, who do you got for this, man?
I mean, I don't know. Beast and Shen, you know, did lose the last 2 times they matched up. But first time, like I said, was a sweep. But the second time brought it to a decider. So, you know, third time, you know, been able to warm up all day.
Yeah.
He knows how Amber Doodle's going to play. So maybe it's his turn to take one and advance. You know, this is the most important one. Those other two's like, yeah, you can have that, but I'm going to beat you on the biggest stage here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big defining moment here for Beast and Shen. But, you know, Amber Doodle certainly, you know, like we said, won the last couple times they faced off, and I think certainly has a pretty strong chance. I mean, you know, statistics show, right, that, you know, maybe it'll happen again.
But right now, players are getting their controllers inputted. Let's continue with our little Tetris trivia. So after Jonas won 4 times in a row, who was the next player to win a world championship for Classic Tetris?
Oh, man, another classic, Mr. Harry Hong. That was his one title back in 2014. He is, oh, man, Harry's a character, man.
Yeah, Harry able to break the streak for Jonas, but then Jonas came back harder and won the next 3 world championships.
Yeah, and Harry talks all the time about how, he was the only one that was going to be able to do it because he was the one person that wasn't like intimidated by what Jonas was able to do, because a lot of people were like, oh, do I just copy what he's doing or do I try to do my own thing? It's like, well, I can't just copy what he's doing because he's going to be better at it than me because it's his thing. So Harry was kind of the one person that just went like head on at him all those years ago, and yeah, that earned him his 1 world title.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious. Does the crowd know all the Tetris blocks? I'm not talking about you Tetris players. I know you do. But does the crowd know all the names of the Tetris blocks? I hear a yeah. What? Did you just say Smash Boy?
Whoa.
No. This is not Jeopardy. We get things right on here. How about the crowd yell out a name of the red block? Nobody?
Yeah.
It's the Z piece. Like to catch some Z's sometimes? You guys sound asleep, so maybe all of y'all have Z pieces.
Yeah, maybe that's why they didn't answer us, because they fell asleep. But I don't know. I think the person who said Smash Boy, they know ball, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Or ball or brick.
Yeah, something like that. Depends on perspective, I guess.
All right, players almost done getting set up. I'll throw some trivia at you guys later when you guys are more awake. Go grab some complimentary Red Bulls. Wake up a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to help wake them up because it looks like our players are about good to go. So let's count them down. Game number 1 of this series in 3, 2, 1. Tetris! All right, they are underway, Sharky. Again, there's the spam pieces in the middle of the stack.
Yeah, first power-up's finally getting cleared. They're going to already try and get that multiplier up. Yeah, small misdrop over there for Bisachin, so a small slowdown.
Yeah, it's trying not to sink here as he gets adjusted to the stage, right? Again, this is a very different environment from the cabanas that we saw in the top 32, the pools, right? So perhaps an adjustment there.
Yeah, the lights on you. You're playing in a different, seat. They're playing on Tetris blocks, the L and the J. Right now, it's Amberdoodle with the lead multiplier-wise. Shin with a score lead, well, there for temporarily, but another misdrop's going to slow him down.
Yeah, so he's going to go ahead and just burn it off like we're on the rooftop here. And we'll get the erosion that was sent over by Amberdoodle. So right now, it's still pretty neck and neck, right? We got a 6x and a 7x multiplier for our players. It's about a 20,000 point spread.
Yeah, about a minute in, and Amberdoodle's been able to build a lead. Huge combo over there for
Bisachin's in trouble. Man, it might be way past his bedtime, Sharky, if he can't figure this out.
Well, it looks like he's waking up with these clears here. Big filler
there
and a
we
shifter.
go.
Just like that's going to be safe. 141 to 150, just over a minute and a half in as both players are on that 8x multiplier.
Yeah, so Bisachin getting right back in it here, and they are neck and neck.
Ooh, golden eye pieces are now in play.
Yeah, we got a nice channel down the middle there for Shen. Oh, but he blocked it off with the J. That is going to cause problems. You see, he had to slow down in his decision-making there, and that could end up being costly as he's about 30,000 points back.
But those clears of the power-ups, almost missed the T-spin opportunity. Finds it there. Going to clear a power-up, so 241 to 257. Amberdoodle now knocking down some T-spins. Oh, the invasion pushed the board up a little bit high there.
Yeah, so we're down to the last minute to play. Last minute to play here in game number 1. As Amberdoodle is looking to continue running away with it. But as we saw earlier today, we did see Bisachin have some kind of scrambles towards the end of the games and was able to come back. But right now, though, oh boy.
Good clear. Huge filler. Shin's going to stay alive.
And gets the T-spin too. And he is right back in it here, Sharky, with under 40 seconds left to go.
Another T-spin was scored. Neither player with the 10x multiplier.
30 seconds remaining. It is coming down to it. It's about an 80,000 point spread for Amberdoodle right now. So he's got to try to hang on to this lead and just stay in control here.
Another
as
crucial
Bisachin's running out of time.
Another T-spin double. Huge filler for Amberdoodle. T-spin double for Shin as well. About 70,000 points in only 10 seconds to make up that differential.
Oh my goodness, the pusher.
Close it.
5 seconds left now. What can Shen do? 1 second, and this one is over. Amberdoodle. He'll take game number 1 and is on game point here.
Yeah, it was a bit rough over there for actually both players. Neither of them reached the 10x multiplier. So the golden eyepiece, especially in Shin's case, kind of placed it partially and was only able to clear 1 meter of it.
Yeah, had he been able to get that 10x multiplier, I mean, that could have made the difference, you know, but I just noticed a lot of misdrops. I mean, really for both of our players, you know, but specifically for Shen, you know, it was a lot of cases where he had the open position and just ended up just early shifting it a little bit, like you see, almost like you see in Classic, right? It was looking like a Classic player over here.
And here we go, game number 2. Shin's tournament life on the line here as both players opening up. And there it is, first power-ups on the board.
Yeah, both shifters are in play now as those multipliers are starting to rise. We're at the 2x for both of our players.
Shin running into a small slowdown. That's going to continue to keep pace over here with Amber Doodle.
Yeah, we got some good fillers coming in there from Beast and Shen as he's trying to up his multiplier. Again, his tournament life is on the line here, Sharky.
So far, almost already 5x multiplier for Amber Doodle. Shin's going to follow suit shortly.
Yeah, he's not far behind on that front, but Amber Doodle is just really throwing it down right now. He's got a 6x here. So we'll see what Shen can do to try and catch up. Though right now the scores are basically even, about 50,000 points apiece.
You'll see a little bit of differentiation later on as players start integrating T-spins. Right now, the main thing is just trying to build up that multiplier so those T-spins are worth more.
Yeah, just get as many line clears as possible. Just keep that building. Although, ooh, that square. I think Shen just wasn't quite sure what to do with that. There wasn't really a good spot. So now that's going to slow him down a little bit. But he's still right in it with under 2 minutes left. 118 to 112. He actually has the lead.
Yeah, both players on 8x multiplier. No, there's the T-spin followed up by a Tetris and a double.
Yeah, Shen just trying to keep up the pace as Amber Doodle is getting that center well opened up. Now up to a 9x multiplier and is just waiting now for that golden eyepiece.
See that? There is the golden eyepiece. It looks like it's going to go for the flat single 10x multiplier now for Amber Doodle.
And that's going to allow him to really get back into this here because he's back by about 30,000 points. As we are just over a minute left to play, about a minute 15, as Shen will now join with a 10x multiplier.
Naturally done too. Didn't use the golden eyepiece in order to get there.
Yeah, and that's what you like to see if you're Shen. Right now it is 283 to 260. Beast and Shen trying to hold on to this lead.
Ooh, Amber Doodle was able to get a T-spin double, but the power down block that was cleared was an invasion. Filler's going to help things out. And actually, Amber Doodle takes the lead just under a minute to go.
Yeah, it's neck and neck. It's going to come down to the wire from the looks of it here. As Shen is getting high up towards the sun once again. Oh, the Z-miss drop.
There's ways. Nice.
Oh, what a solve.
What a maneuver. 2 shifters clear back-to-back and a pusher.
Oh, my God. What a solve. And he is right back down to safety. But he's got to get back in this here. He's got to start scoring.
Under 30 seconds to go.
He's back by about 40,000 points now. Amber Doodle has really been able to capitalize. But his board kind of high up here too, Sharky.
Shen's going to go for the T-spin. Shrep with a double power-up clear. Closes the gap to now 50,000 points separating them.
15 seconds left to go. These misdrops are just killing him here, Sharky.
Yeah, now time is ticking. Maybe there could be some last-second magic. But that was not the power-up that Shen was looking for. 3, 2, 1. And that's done. Time. Amber Doodle takes it again with a sweep 2-0.
Man, and you know, a very well-played match. I mean, it was really close that whole way through, particularly in that second game. But just, I think in the case of Beast and Shen, like those misdrops are really killing him.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of situations where maybe if the misdrops didn't happen, there would be a more consistent flow of scoring. Because each time that Beast and Shen misdrop, he had to spend time in order to correct that misdrop. And in one case, he almost topped out. I mean, he had an amazing maneuver, that J-spin into a
and the double shifter there,
the double shifter, so that was 20,000 points right there, and was just able to keep burning it down.
Yeah, no, that was very nicely done. I mean, a very good effort there from Beast and Shen, and certainly am excited to see who Amber Rose is going to play in the next round. So certainly we'll be seeing that in a little bit here.
Yeah, our next round match is probably one of the ones that the Tetris players that are here anticipated the most. Sodium versus Promo.
Yeah, the crowd's excited about that one, man. Yeah, Promo and Sodium, the winner of which will end up facing Amber Doodle, and that'll end up rounding out our top 4. So with that, Kevin, take it away, man.
All right, we have one more matchup. Oh, it looks like Beast Bro was so distraught by that loss. He left his phone. B, whenever you need this, come find me. It'll cost you 2 Red Bulls. We got one more matchup coming up. How we feeling? The crowd is growing here. I can't confirm. We got one more till the semifinals. We got a lot of surprises coming up. So be ready. But for now, let me introduce your next matchup, Promo versus Sodium! Oh. A lot of Promo lovers in the audience. Oh, okay, all right. Sharky, Burb. Oh, no, he's forgetting something. What'd you forget? Promo brought his entire family from around the world here tonight, folks. Sharky, Burb, take it away.
Oh, man, this is going to be one heck of a matchup there, Sharky. I mean, it's certainly the crowd favorite match for sure.
100%. And this one is going to, because in their match in the group stages, Promo defeated Sodium 3-1. But not only that, but Promo has scored the highest that we've seen on this at 920,000.
Yeah, that was what we were alluding to earlier, too, is some of these really high scores. Yeah, Promo was the one that was able to get that done. But certainly Sodium here, if you're Sodium, you certainly do have a chance, right? You know, he comes in with a lot of experience with pretty much every kind of Tetris you could imagine. Kind of almost similar to Beast and Shen, right? Where he has a very wide variety of Tetris knowledge and, you know, what he's able to do. So certainly a lot of that clearly applicable here to Red Bull Tetris as he is here in our top 8, ready to do his thing.
Yeah, not only that, we did talk about, you know, Promo getting the 928,000, but also in Sodium's matches, he was throwing down 800Ks, which if you're throwing down consistent 800Ks, yeah, you might have that one 900K, but the consistent 800 might end up being what takes you to the semis.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're getting consistent 800Ks, I mean, that's going to win a lot of games in this format. From what we've seen today, that's a very high score and certainly something that, you know, if you lose with that, it's, I mean, what do you even do at that point?
But of course, you know, that was some wild crowd reaction as soon as the match got announced.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a really exciting one. Again, is the fans, like I said, the fans are ready for this. I know that.
Yeah, the energy was just so electric that we had another tech pause. We just couldn't handle the hype.
Yeah, you couldn't handle it. You know, that's, that just happens sometimes.
Yeah. Of course, we already do have 3 of our semifinalists. Like we said, winner of this will go on to face Amber Doodle. And then on the other side of the bracket, we have Andrew and Codeless.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a really fun matchup that we'll see in a little bit here, right? Again, this is our final quarterfinal matchup. So the winner of this will be our final semifinalist, excuse me. So that, yeah, I think we're in for a really good night of Tetris still. Still lots left to happen here.
It looks like they're almost done getting things set up.
All right, I think our players are ready to go. So Sharky, let's do it, man. Let's count them down. Miami, let's count them down in 3, 2, 1. Tetris!
All right, we got our starts here. Sodium, a little bit of slow. There it is. First to clear the shifter. Promo's going to follow shortly after.
Yeah, and I noticed Sodium was a lot more willing to build higher up and just be more aggressive with the setup, you know, risking an early top up there. So I think right now it's paying off for him.
Yeah, being able to build up that high means you have more material on the board, and when everything slides over to one side, you'll just be able to continue clearing lines with that big filler over there. Sodium already up to a 5x multiplier. Promo not too far behind that 4 with the gauge almost filled.
Yes, this one already looking pretty tight. I mean, there's a reason this is the fan favorite quarterfinal matchup, because these two are just on fire already at a 6x multiplier before the 2-minute mark.
Big power-up clears over there for Promo. That erosion looked like it was going to cause issues, but Promo fixed it right up. Now 7x multipliers for both players here.
Yeah, they're really starting to ramp it up already. We got 2 minutes left to go. It is Sodium Overdose with the early lead, 105 to 84. As
Promo with the top out. Hold on.
Whoa, an early top up from Promo.
I'm not sure what happened. Looked like everything was going fine, and then things just cascaded on top of each other.
Wow, I mean, this is what they say, you know. Or hold on. Something might be happening here.
Might have a judge intervention.
Yeah, we got the staff coming over, take a look. I mean, was that unprecedented, right? No.
It just caught everyone off guard. But yeah, the way that they started that, though, I mean, Sodium able to clear the shifter power up first and then continue to maintain that multiplier lead over Promo. I mean, looked like it was going to shape up to be something huge because both players got to an 8x multiplier with still 2 minutes to go.
They were both on fire. Like, that was Man, kind of a disappointing finish there. You know, so we'll have to see what happens here. It looks like it was some sort of technical thing that happened. Man, it was too hype. It was too hype, Sharky. That's what's going on.
They were going
it's the theme
too
of the
fast.
night. Yeah. Oh my God. So I'm being told that we are going to replay that game, right? That was a controller issue. It was not a skill issue, a technical issue. So we are going to go ahead and replay that. They're going to get everything squared away, and then we're going to recommence with game number 1 of this series.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how both players, come through that. Because especially, when something unexpected happens like that, you come in here, you have all the energy with you, and then all of a sudden your rhythm is stopped because something unexpected happened.
Yeah. And that's kind of the beauty of it, right? It's kind of, or not the beauty, but rather just it's part of the experience, right? Sometimes those things happen, right? The technology doesn't always play nice. You can obviously do everything you can to try to mitigate any of the lasting side effects of that, but obviously things happen.
Yeah, just like in Tetris, sometimes you might not get the piece that you're looking for,
right.
But it's not about the pieces that you get. It's how you play those pieces that make the difference.
It really is, yeah, and especially in this format too, where you've got a limited amount of time. You just kind of do the best you can with what you got. Yeah.
Have to think fast, have to play fast, but then in cases where it's important to recognize when you need to slow down. We saw that great with Shin and Gladon earlier. Both of them had trouble, and they had amazing maneuvers to get out of control and still give them a fighting chance to advance.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's why we were so shocked about the top out there. Is again, top out's fatal. Whether even if a promo had been ahead, right, they still would have lost the game, right? It would just by default. So that would have been really insane if that was the case.
Now, we have not yet seen a top out. Both these are all players that have played tonight so far have managed to mitigate those issues, especially when getting up high. Because unlike in the mobile version that everyone qualified on, the head-to-head version has those problem blocks that get sent over to each other. And that invasion power, or rather debuff, can end up being fatal if you're up too high and all of a sudden your board just gets pushed all the way up to the roof.
Yeah, so it's almost like more like the guideline Tetris, right? Where you send garbage over. That's kind of our version here of sending garbage. So yeah, definitely one of those things where like you said, you're too high up, and you'll be pushed way past the ceiling.
Looks like they almost got things situated, still figuring things out. As you can see over there on our screen.
Yeah, so just doing a quick check here, and now it looks like they're just about squared away. Wait for the confirmation here. Yeah, and again, this is going to be, like I said, let's just pretend that other thing never happened, right? We're going to edit that out in post.
That was the warm-up. That was the
warm-up. Yeah, we'll edit that out in post. And
we were just making sure that everyone was ready for the awesomeness that we're about to experience with this particular matchup. We gave you the appetizer. Now it's time for the entree.
Right? Yeah. All right, they're underway. Game number 1 is upon us.
And already we got our starts here. First power-up blocks are on the board. There's the clear for Sodium. Promo also gets it as well. And Promo actually had more material on the board. And Sodium, a little bit sketchy there.
Yeah, this board is really close to the sun here, but it's going to go ahead and just start chipping away at it. And now that right side's looking clean.
Waiting for the next power-up, which will be a shifter, and that's or a pusher, and Sodium hasn't used the hold Q yet. Invasion.
Oh man, that's
Sodium. Nice maneuvering, still trying to avoid a top out, and that shifter is going to be huge.
Yeah,
great survival over there from Sodium.
Nice clean up there. An erosion coming in, but this is in a much safer position here now than he was just moments ago. That was looking very scary.
But
oh my god!
Oh, the evasion for Sodium! Holy cow! Huge filler! Sodium's going to stay alive!
Oh my god! He hung on by a thread, man. Got out of that like a maverick.
That's exactly what I was talking about, how that invasion could push you up all the way to the ceiling. He only had 2 rows to work with, but Promo has taken advantage up to a 9x multiplier and a 40,000 point lead.
Wow, but what a clutch play from Sodium to stay in it, man. Oh my word. Of course, life goes on. This game goes on. We're at 9x multipliers. Promo at 10x now as Sodium tries to get that golden line piece cleared. It's at 1 minute left, and now we'll get there. Minute 20 left to go. It is about a 50,000 point spread.
And now you're going to see the players start setting up T-spins here. The ideal way to score when you have that 10x multiplier. And there it is, another T-spin for Sodium. 253 now to 337. Another T-spin for Sodium.
Yeah, but a misdrop there, that square piece. I think was trying to put it towards the bottom of the stack. Now we got a minute left to play, and it is about a 100,000 point deficit here for Sodium to try and overcome.
And there's another T-spin, going to try and do best that he can. There's a power-up clear, another power-up clear. But Invasion also cleared as well.
Yeah, Sodium trying to bring this down to safety. There's the Tetris. Try and get some more points on the board, but meanwhile, Promo has surpassed 500K. We've got just over 30 seconds left.
Sodium looking for a
Sodium
J-piece. Finds it. Huge clears. Sodium once again defying death. But that's not all he needs to do. He needs these points, and he needs them now. Still down by over 100,000 points.
Yeah, oh man, now Sodium almost maybe intentionally just trying to get built up just so we can start clearing lines and just stay in the game here. Just try and get these crazier setups with 10 seconds left.
5 seconds to go. 3,
2,
1. And that's time.
Done.
Promo takes game one. 715,000 to 500.
Oh my God, what a monster game. I think that's our highest on stage so far.
Oh yeah, that is our highest game on stage, but you got to give huge props to Sodium right there. That survival was phenomenal.
Incredible. Right, or as someone else might tell you, credible, right, as we just saw it happen.
I mean, you look at that invasion, because I alluded to that, so maybe I commentator cursed it. Sorry, Sodium.
Oh,
but
my God.
At the same time, he only had 2 rows to work with. All it takes is for an accidental rotation or just a misdrop at that speed, and it's over.
Yeah, that's really all it takes, and yeah, like you said, props to Sodium for really just trying to give himself the best chance of surviving, because again, top out's fatal. Even if he was ahead, that would have ended his run right there. So 1-0 now for Promo, and Sodium, I think has a chance to bounce back here and maybe force a game 3.
Oh yeah, and their match that in the group stages that they played in the round of 16, Sodium was able to take a game off of Promo, and in the entirety of the set, there was 700s and 800s being scored. So the potential is definitely there. But like I said, whenever that tech pause happened, the momentum just stopped, because Sodium was going, pedal to the metal, getting that multiplier up to 8 by almost 9 by the time we reached 2 minutes.
Yeah, he kind of unintentionally got iced a little bit there, But again, it was game 1, right? It's in the books. He's got another chance here. And, it is do or die, but certainly, as long as the game's still going, you do have a chance. That's how, it's not over till it's over.
All right. Looks like they're good to go. Here we go in
3, 2, 1,
Tetris! All right, we got our openers here. The crowd's getting into it,
going
too.
crazy.
Oh,
Sodium!
a little bit tricky.
Oh, man, this is getting rough right now.
Huge power-up clears right there. That's going to clean up the board. But Promo's going to be able to go up to a 3x multiplier. And Sodium's actually catching back up, too.
Yeah, Sodium get back in position. But another misdrop there of the L piece.
Nice roof burn up there. Pusher is going to slide things up a bit, but a Tetris will be scored. Filler. Oh, that's going to fill in all those holes caused by the earlier erosion. Now it's 6x to 6x.
Yeah, this is a really hot start for both of our players right now. They are pretty much tied here at about 70,000 points apiece in the early goings of this one.
Yeah, despite all those misdrops from Sodium, the speed of getting out has allowed him to not only take the lead, but also take a higher multiplier, as we are now a minute in. But Promo closing the gap here. Both players at 8x.
Yeah, so we got a couple of pretty well filled in boards right now. A couple of 8x multipliers. I mean, this is a very neck-and-neck game here, Sharky.
Yeah, another misdrop from Sodium. The erosion is going to prove to be a little bit problematic. But Sodium with the shifter. Oh, that could be huge. Natural 9s for both players. The golden eye piece will be making its way here shortly.
Yeah, that's going to come in really clutch. Whoever can get that cleared first once they show.
Nice T-spin double over there from Sodium and an invasion. There's a golden eye piece. Natural 10. Or not a natural 10, but both players now with 10x multipliers. 273 for Sodium.
Clutch.
There's the T-spin double. Nicely done. Ooh, another T-spin single back to back. 319 and now
nice
325.
T-spin there from Sodium, and as he is trying to hang on to this lead right now, his tournament life's on the line. 354 to 337. Promo getting pretty high up here.
But that huge filler is going to bring the stack down and actually close the gap.
Yeah, he actually had the lead for a moment there, as we are down to the last minutes of play. Last minutes of play here at game number 2.
Sodium, ooh, great T-spin setup. And that's going to be a pusher power-up. Probably not the one that he was looking for, as Erosion's going to further complicate things. Nice T-spin double. Sodium now starting to run away with this, but Promo's starting to set up T-spins as well.
Yeah, both these two have been having a really phenomenal day of Tetris here, and this game has proven to be no exception. Both above 500K at this pace, as we've got 30 seconds left here.
30 seconds to go, and less than 3,000 points separated them for a second there. T-spin triple, or double over there for Promo, into another T-spin double.
Yeah, it's coming down to the wire here, Sharky. 20 seconds left now.
6:03 to now 5:58.
Yeah, the crowd's starting to get into it here with 10 seconds left.
There's a little bit of misdrops over here from Promo's side, but he's setting up the T-spin. And he misdrops the T-spin!
Oh, that could be costly.
That might be the game to Sodium. There's still a chance. What can Promo do here?
Can we get the mark? Gets it over.
And Sodium ties it up 1-1.
Wow. You saw Promo almost got that long bar. The very frame that it got to the bottom of the stack, the game ended, and it didn't count. And man, I don't know if that would have made a difference, but that was, wow, that was really a nail biter there.
And that was really tough over there because Promo, assuming that T-spin was hit, that was going to be massive points, and it could have been even closer, maybe in Promo's favor. But now it comes down to one final game, the decider in our last quarterfinals matchup here.
Yeah, this is it. Do or die for both of our players. Will they go to semifinals or will they be eliminated? We're about to find out here as they are underway, game number 3.
All right, first power-ups are in. Sodium, nice combos over here. Already 3x multiplier, big combos over there from Sodium, just continuing to pour on the pain here.
Yeah, this is a really hot start from Sodium. He was not pleased about how that game number 1 went for him. He was not pleased about getting iced there.
He's definitely bouncing back here. 5x for Sodium. Small misdrop, but it looks like he's going to find a clever way to navigate out of it.
Yeah, and he really has that experience, right, in pretty much every version of Tetris to know what to do, how to handle situations like that, and of course, learned this game well enough to know how to handle it within the frameworks of this specific version of Tetris, our Red Bull Tetris.
And now Promo has taken the lead as Sodium did run into a minor slowdown. Now Sodium at the 8x multiplier.
Gets
huge.
the shifter. That was huge.
Promo also at the 8x, 121 to now 110, just a minute in. And both players, Sodium with the 9x multiplier. Could we see a natural 10?
Yeah, of course, really challenging to get those. But certainly, if anyone could do it, it'd be one of these two players, I would like to think. So let's see. He's starting to get it up there, Sodium.
Almost
there. Come on now.
That multiplier gauge is going down.
But not the right pieces.
He's got to find a way to navigate through this. Ooh,
the invasion.
Oh, but the shifter's huge. There it is, natural 10 for Sodium. And now,
there gets the pusher and the golden line piece. Got to be cleared there.
But Promo is taking the lead, 321 to now 322. Never mind, Sodium takes it right back. About a minute 15 to go. There's a T-spin double for Sodium, T-spin double for Promo.
And the crowd getting hyped now. We're just over a minute to play here. Final minute of this series of the quarterfinals.
And that erosion might complicate things for Promo. Sodium looking to try and hold on to this lead.
Promo's in trouble.
Promo, this is now very dangerous.
We need some good piece for that left side. Gets the long bar of the L piece.
One
very
of those power
clutch.
blocks could save everything.
Gets the
big
shifter.
The push-ups.
Oh my word. There we go. Gets that T-spin on the right side. And Promo's right back in it. But we only have about 35 seconds left to go.
Sodium continuing to pour on the pressure, about a 50,000 point lead, and is going to try and get set up, looking for that SP's perfect T-spin for Sodium.
He's hanging on to about a 40,000 point lead. He's just got to keep sending it. He's got to keep going.
20 seconds left, another T-spin double. Sodium almost there. Another T-spin.
Nice T-spin.
680 to now 650. All right, this is it. Final 10 seconds.
Yeah, we could see the next 700K. It looks like we're about to propose.
And Promo takes the lead, 712 to 706. Sodium takes the right back, 719, 743, and that's time! 20,000 points. Sodium takes it.
Oh my word! And Sharky, this is only the quarterfinals.
There were 5 lead changes in the final 10 seconds. Are you kidding me?
Wow, I'm speechless. What a game. What else can I say? What a game.
It really came all down to it. You saw both of these players entered in a T-spin. There were power-up blocks on the board, and it just really, wow.
Yeah, that's about all we can say at this point, man.
Because, I mean, the nerves are at its peak. This is game number 3. This is the decider. There are no more games after that. You have to leave it all in the matrix. And at the end of the day, Sodium was just 20,000 points better when it mattered the most.
He was just a split second faster in getting those last few points. And yeah, that ended up determining the whole series, right? So, man, so Sharky, that's quarterfinals done. Why don't we take a look here at our final semifinal matchups, right? Let's see what we got going on here.
Of course, up top, we have Andrew Vu versus Codeless. That's going to be exciting. Codeless so far has been just unstoppable in the group stages. But Andrew Vu, persevered, lost the matchup against Amy in group stages in the decider, came back and won in the decider. So who knows? We've seen upsets, we've seen spectacular play. In the case of, Promo versus Sodium, Sodium lost to Promo in the group stages.
Yeah.
And only won one game out of the 5, or best of 5.
Yeah, out of the whole series, only won the one game. It was 3-1. And yeah, Sodium ended up coming back with a vengeance, man. So I'm excited to see how that matchup with Amber Doodle goes for him. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, but wow, I'm just still hung up on how amazing that conclusion was, because Sodium was holding on to that 50,000 point lead, and when it seemed like Promo was getting close, Sodium just found a way to pull back. But then in the final 10 seconds, just huge combo scored after another, and Promo had the lead there for literally 3 out of the 2 times.
Split second. Yeah, literally a split second. And then Sodium decided your free trial to the Red Bull Tetris tournament has expired. So that's about where we're at. It's a really, really crazy finish, Sharky. My God.
Wow, just amazing play.
Yeah, and with that, I think we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back with our semifinals and more in just a bit here.
So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
I'm going to be facing the multitask final boss while playing Red Bull Tetris. Let's go. All right, boom. Play. Okay. Oh, wait, I did a fast drop somehow? How?
Okay, one leg. And now we're going to do spoon. Jump rope.
I don't know about that one.
Good luck.
Oh my god. It's kind of easy. Oh god. I lied.
Oh.
Go streaming right now too on IRL.
Welcome back to the Red Bull Tetris USA National Finals! We are here at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel. We just saw a crazy quarterfinals. Sodium just took the win last minute. Insane. And we've got a lot more coming up. The semifinals will be played in just a minute. The crowd is feeling unbelievable. I've had about 8 Red Bulls. I'm feeling great. I hope everybody at home is also feeling good. I'll tell you this though, Sharky and Burb are absolutely killing it. Where are you going? What's happening? What's this? Yo, hey! What the? Oh my God, we got a parkour. Oh, what? No, not the pool. Oh, thank God. Okay, that's a Tetris block. You can't be Sir, this is a Chili's. Backflips, okay. Not Cypher PK, please, we need a new Fortnite chapter. Okay, all right. Where is he at now? Can we get what is he doing? Oh my God, backflip. And the Red Bull can. Okay, now you're just doing too much. This is just, what are we talking about here? Coming back this way. Oh my goodness. Is he a Red Bull athlete? Oh! Making his way back towards me. I don't feel safe. Oh my goodness! There he goes. And a bow. Give it up! Okay, well, Sharky, Burb, any thoughts on that?
Man, I was worried he was going to fall in, but, you know, this is why he's doing it. That's why he's there, and we're here, right? Like, you know, I would have fell in like 7 times, so.
I swear, after he drank the Red Bull, I feel like he jumped higher. You know, Red Bull gives you wings. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, he got a literal power-up.
Each time he hit the thing, I was like, oh, is this thing going to break? But no, it's stable. Trust.
Yeah. No, we know what we're doing here on this stage, right? You know, one of the craziest stages I've ever been on, and yeah, no, they know what they're doing.
Both the craziest stage and the best stage. But of course, you know, we have our semifinals match that is going to be coming up. We have Codeless versus Andrew in our upper bracket. And then we have Sodium versus Amber Doodle.
Yeah, both very exciting matchups. I mean, we're really at a point in the tournament where anybody can win. You know, they're all pretty much right on par with each other as we get set for our semifinals here. Who do you got for this first one, Sharky?
Honestly, I might have to give the edge to Codeless just because we saw like how dominant that Codeless has been throughout the groups and everything. But it feels like that Andrew throughout the entire tournament has just been getting better and better and maybe could ride the momentum of winning in that huge decider up against Amy into the semifinals here right now.
Yeah, and that was not an easy matchup for him either. You know, it was really a case of, you know, again, it came down to the wire. It really came down to the wire. And, you know, Andrew just happened to have the higher score at the end, and then, well, that tends to be how you win games, so.
Yeah, but you can definitely see that the pressure does affect the players in some extent, you know, and particularly the last match with Sodium and Promo, especially that game too. If you notice towards the end, that Promo had a couple of misdrops, and then the big one missing that T-spin.
Yeah.
That could have been the difference between Promo, the one advancing to the semis, instead of Sodium.
Yeah, it was honestly a fairly uncharacteristic misdrop as well, right? So, I mean, it's, yeah, like you said, you know, perhaps the pressure from being on stage, maybe being nervous about falling in the pool, you know, or whatever it might be. You know, there's definitely something to it here at the Hard Rock Hotel, right here on stage. There's definitely, it's a different experience.
Yeah, players now getting their controls set up, and you know, Codeless, one of our 2 players that on the top 8 that are playing on the chair, now is the only one left. So everyone else is going to be playing in their Tetris blocks, or on their Tetris blocks, the L or the J, depending on which one it is.
Yeah, in the Tetris blocks would be interesting.
I mean, be like almost blindfold Tetris, because if you're in the Tetris blocks, maybe the monitor is inside there. And so you're able to just like play, and everyone thinks it's the Tetris blocks
that'd be so bad for your eyes, though, man. Like, you'd be like that close to your screen. Like that, oh my God, I cannot imagine it's good for your eyes.
But right now, things are getting situated here. Codeless, of course, I'm real curious to see how he's going to play, because the highest scoring matches that we've had so far tonight on this stage did come from Promo and Sodium. We saw, I believe that was the double 700K at the end.
Yeah, those three highest scores were all in that matchup, right? It was 3 700K scores, you know, again, as mentioned, you know, the double 700K we saw, and then the game 1, we saw that 700K from Promo, which was more than enough for him to win that first game. So perhaps we can see more of that here in this series, you know, and yeah, I'm excited to see.
Yeah, the players, as they set up their controllers, you know, there's 2 different controllers that players were allowed to play in the tournament, the PlayStation controller and the Xbox controller. And it was interesting to see how different players chose different ones. So you notice that a lot of the players that played on the, like, either a table or a chair, they chose the PlayStation controller, where others, if they're having it more in their hands while they're playing, chose the Xbox controller.
Yeah, you know, it's really just a different sort of pressure, right, in terms of pressing the buttons, you know, because obviously, you know, it's different manufacturers, they're going to be a little bit different, you know, and certainly, particularly with the D-pad differences between the Xbox and PS5 controllers, right, it's just very, very different. So with that, we're going to see how different this matchup is from our others as we are ready to go. We ready for semifinals?
Here we go in 3, 2, 1,
1,
Tetris! And already Colas going up incredibly high. Let's see how he's able to navigate through this. This is a tricky one. Beautiful find.
Nice. Sick moves already, Sharky, my word.
But Andrew also able to have an early 4K or 4X multiplier.
Yeah, that multiplier really building very quickly here. I mean, this is what happens when we get further in the tournament. They start to get better at it. And as you mentioned with Andrew, right? Someone who is, you know, kind of was like slow getting into the rhythm of things, but it's just gotten better and better as the day has gone on.
Good shifter being cleared. Both players are at 6 multipliers, and we're already at the 7X. We might be on pace to see what we saw a lot with Promo Sodium, with getting the 8X by the time a minute has gone by.
Yeah, maybe just 10 seconds left. Let's see. I mean, it could happen. There we go. There's one from Andrew right there. And Coldless will join.
About a minute to go, 103 to 102. Of course, these players are trying to build up that multiplier, and then once that multiplier is high enough, around that level, or 8 or 9, or 9 or 10 rather, you'll start seeing them set up those T-spins for those big point swings.
Yeah, but right now, Andrew in a bit of trouble. Had a few misdrops up towards the top of the stack. We'll get the T-spin double to work on bringing this down. And it's helping with the multiplier too, right? It's able to just build that up with all each line clear that happens.
Nice Z-spin over there. Very fancy maneuver. But it's Coldless now with the 9X multiplier and already built up a 50,000 point lead. Eyepiece is on, 10X multiplier for Coldless.
Yeah, and Andrew was only able to use it for the 9X multiplier. So now he's going to have to wait for another one or get a natural 10X multiplier, which has, from what we've seen, has been very difficult.
Yeah, you see right here on the 9X, that multiplier gauge goes by down so fast. It looks like Andrew is going to be able to find it.
He got it, wow.
326, now Andrew in the lead and Coldless.
Coldless in some trouble here up towards the top. He's got to slow this down a little bit, unfortunately, and that could be costly in terms of score.
Beautiful Z-spin, though, so that's going to give him more room to work with as Andrew still into the lead. T-spin double followed up by a filler and invasion. So the gap got closed.
Yeah, the gap has closed, and now what we're opening up here is a bit of a lead if you're Andrew. 420 to, oh, actually, no. Coldless going to get right back in it. They're neck and neck.
Yeah, Cola's big combo over there, 3. And he's going to try and set up for another T-spin. That's going to be a T-spin single.
Yeah, there we go. Another back-to-back T-spin. We got 25 seconds left to go. This is coming down to the wire. 5:15, 5:14.
Another T-spin over there for Coldless. Big combo. Jumps up to 568. Andrew at 545. Set up
Andrew
for
trying to get back in here. 10 seconds left.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's going to be
over.
time. 581 to 6.